everyone and welcome back to another Jake Munro video. I know I said I wasn't gonna do it. I know I said I tried to do it and I got mad, but I'm gonna push that down. I'm gonna push it down real deep, and I'm gonna try my best to make it through a Gen Z humor compilation video and just point out all the problems with you. I'm going to critique and react to your baby giraffe standing up for the first time kind of humor, because honestly, that's what it is. You guys are teenagers who really don't know a lot about comedy or delivery, so it actually is quite endearing to have a look and see what we were like back during this time in our lives. But of course, we didn't have TikTok or a massive social media platform that was such ubiquitous media. No, we had our awkward, unfunny phase a little more privately than you guys did. Whereas you get to put up any stupid idea that you have immediately onto TikTok and everyone can see it. Oh, and if it goes viral, you have to live with that forever. And guys, that's the thing. Of the small amount of viral internet stars we had back in the day, a lot of them did suffer from pretty intense bullying. Exhibit A. You guys might remember the lightsaber guy. I do. I remember fighting him pretty organically. He was everywhere because there weren't a lot of memes. There was a Numa Numa guy, and then there's a lightsaber dude, and the Leroy Jenkins guy. The lightsaber kid, whose video took on many different types of renditions and re-edits and remixes. That video was not uploaded by him. I actually read up on it, and apparently his roommates in college stole that video because they thought it was so funny and uploaded it to the local college network, where everyone ridiculed him and laughed at it, and then it was later released onto social media for a much larger audience, where it then inevitably blew up, and he was bullied mercilessly for it. I think he says he didn't let the bullying bother him, but he does do motivational speaking now. You gotta be careful. You have to be careful putting your fledgling stupidity up on the internet, because you never know. Your life could drastically change for the worse.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that was the kind of unfunny stuff that we would sort of say to each other at drunken house parties back in the mid-2000s. But for us, it was spork. Spork was the funniest thing. Spork and cheese. If you wanted to be random, right? If you wanted to be like, lol random roar, X3 random lol, then you would like randomly go around just saying spork or cheese in a feeble attempt to come across as random and spontaneous and funny.
Parents, why don't you name your kid Sandy anymore? I like that name. It reminds me of the beach. What's my finger?
Yeah. Do you know what? It's so sobering seeing this kind of random synapse firing captured by simply holding a space on a screen and recording it and uploading it to the internet, because it's so funny seeing such familiar behavior. You think you've grown up whenever you got titties or your voice drops or whatever. No, you're a teenager. You're still very much growing as a person, mentally and physically, as you were when you were a child. Just as much growth is going on. You just know more words, and you're a little bit taller. So it's very interesting seeing this very familiar juvenile attempt at humor. Oh, the dad laugh. Do you know what? I'm nearing. I am the age of someone who should have a kid. Usually people my age and older, you're expected to have a kid at this point. And a lot of my friends are now. That's happening in my life. Everyone around me seems to be having kids. I'm never having kids, ever. It's never been something I have ever really wanted. And Kaya absolutely doesn't want kids. We are super adamant about that. And we are very, very happy being childless and remaining childless. If you want a kid, fine, but it is absolutely not for us. And please do not say anywhere in the comments, because we are sick of hearing it, oh, you'll think differently when you have a child of your own. It's never going to happen. But everyone around me is having kids now, so a lot of people very close to me, a lot of peripheral friends and acquaintances and stuff like that. And I'm still very much a silly, goofy kind of guy. There's nothing really dad-like about me. So I think maybe there might be something that happens whenever a guy becomes a dad. I think maybe he just starts to develop all of these habits that are so familiar and so consistent between dads everywhere.
And just step off
Oh my
sideways.
god, I'm gonna cry.
But you gotta do a superhero landing.
Oh,
Take two steps, like take a step or two to your right.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can. It's hard.
Let's go. I can't.
Yeah, you can do it.
No, I can't.
That's the
Come on, do
Vive.
I can't.
It's the HTC
Yeah.
Vive.
Are you okay?
That's exactly what I would have done. Oh, and I would have been in that situation where I thought it was so funny, but everyone there was like, Jake, that wasn't cool. And I'm just laughing my ass off. Oh god, I can't recount how many times I've been in that kind of situation. Jake, that's not funny. And I'm just like laughing. Like they hurt themselves. That's so funny. It's typically why I don't like to hang out with people too much. Just because my humor is completely different. Do you know what? I actually have a story. It's very similar to that. So I played an overseas show. I played a show over in UK mainland, and it was an awful show. Terrible, terrible show. We played well, but there was a lot of scenarios around it. Like it cost a lot of money to get there, even though it's a short distance. Getting the ferry over, and then the rest of us getting the flights over. So Gaz, the drummer, took all of our gear and his drums over on the ferry because flying with that stuff would have been super expensive. And then we all got a flight over to Birmingham City. Then there was the hotel stay and the cost of like putting our guitars on the flights and stuff like that. It was all very, very expensive. We weren't given sound check. Every other band had sound check. We weren't given one, even though 2 bands dropped out, allowing an extra hour's worth of time for a sound check. We didn't get one because the band who put it together wouldn't let us have one. Everyone who came to the show came for Munro. They came to see me and the band perform. Everyone there, which was super awesome. It was like super nice to see everybody. Some, some familiar faces that I've seen in comment sections and stuff like that. And then at the end of the night, the band that put the gig together pocketed all the cash, all the money that was made at the door. He took it all, and we didn't see a penny. So we spent the most to get there. Didn't get sound check, brought the most people to the show, and then we didn't get paid like even a bit. Oh, if I ever see that guy again, I'm just gonna lay him out. The rest of the guys in the band keep telling me to let it go, but I've never been disrespected so explicitly. It gets worse, right? So we're flying back from the show. We're flying back from Birmingham. We had a lot of time to kill, and Birmingham sucks. The people who live there and the people I met who came to the show, super wonderful people, but the city itself is a pile of garbage. And the airport has no windows. Not one. And you're really not missing them whenever you get there because you really don't want to look at the city. But I don't want it to be mistaken. The people that live there and the people I met, super nice. The city itself, garbage. So we're at the airport. We've checked out of the hotel. We've gone through security, which means you can't get back out. Right? Because you've gone through, you've been checked in. Now you're in the waiting area before the flight. As we go through security, we see that our flight has been delayed. And we're like, fantastic. It's only by an hour. That's fine. So we sit around and we wait for a bit and we sort of take advantage of Weatherspoon's like online order. I posted that I was at a Weatherspoon's and I posted our table number, and people on Instagram were just like sending random stuff to our table. It was good fun. Not something I would do again. I don't think I'd do that again. It was considerably smaller back then as well. But it was actually kind of fun sitting there, and the waiters and waitresses were just coming over and just bringing random stuff. And they were like, did anyone order this? And we're like, well, we don't know. Like, what's the table number? And they're like, oh, it's this one. We're like, yeah, sure, it's probably for us. So that passed the time very nicely until we got delayed again. We got delayed again. We got delayed again. I think we ultimately ended up being delayed for 5 hours. And then Weatherspoon's closed, and we had to like shuffle on and literally just sit somewhere for ages. We ended up not getting back to Belfast City until the next morning. Early the next morning, it's like 1 or 2, maybe even 3 a.m. It was a long time. And here's where my toxic trait comes in. Here's where my bad habit is. I entertain myself by annoying everyone else around me. I just do and say random shit and like do random voices and make up random skits and bits and stories just to entertain myself. And, you know, my bandmates are usually pretty polite, and, you know, a lot of the stuff I do say is kind of funny and they'll laugh at it. Anything I say that is too random for them or not that funny at all, they'll just give me a courtesy chuckle or something, you know? But they were so tired. They were so tired and so done with the day that like, and how badly we had been shafted. But I was still in good, I wasn't in good spirits at all. I was still doing like stupid voices and jokes and stuff. But they had had enough, and I knew they'd had enough. And nothing was funnier to me. I'm laughing again at it. Nothing in the world was funnier to me at that moment than how done they were with the day, the situation, me, and the fact that I kept annoying them with all my shit. And the fact that they just weren't responding to me anymore. And they were like so clearly like wanting to tell me to shut up that I just kept going. I was just like waiting to see if one of them would say, Jake, stop, please. But I knew they were losing their patience with me, and that was funny to me. So I kept like poking them, not physically, but like just by telling jokes and doing stupid voices and stuff. I don't know what my point was with that. It's a bit of a long story. I don't think I've ever told that story, but it's like one of my favorite memories. I just tortured them. I tortured them for hours. I regret nothing.
Let's play two truths, one lie. I'll go first. I don't have a crush on Jason. I have 2 fingers at least. And I get a manicure on Fridays. Which one's the lie?
What was that?
That. It is so fitting. Oh my God. That is so fitting that TikTok happened to play after my story that I just told, because it's shit like that I will do when no one is up for it. No one's like having a good time, and I'll just come up with shit like that to no laughter, but I'll laugh myself, and I'll keep doing it over and over again and just adding to the bit. Oh, I'm so annoying and I love it.
Show me your favorite nails, your most expensive nails, your most recent nails, your longest nails, your shortest nails, the nails you've hated the most, your favorite color of nails.
When was this uploaded? I need to see when this was. April 5th, 2020. Because that had boredom. That had boredom written all over it.
Why can't I have one of those cute, soothing girl voices? Why I gotta sound like a man? Ayo, shawty. Why me? Why me, God? Why I gotta sound like this? I want to sound like Cinderella, but I sound like Cinderfella.
It was all leading to that Cinderfella bit. I think it was all leading to that. I think the whole bit was leading to that one punchline. But you know, it's a pretty valid complaint. You know, not liking the sound of your voice. Personally, it's not something I've ever struggled with. I've obviously, by this point, I've received thousands of comments, tens of thousands of comments saying like, oh my God, your voice is so good. Oh my God, his voice though. I had no idea. I had no idea that people would like my voice as much as they have. Before this, I had no problems with my voice. Like, I've been recording my own voice for a decade before I did YouTube. I was very, very familiar with my own voice. But occasionally you'll record someone and they'll hear themselves back and they will start freaking out. And you'll be like, what? What's wrong? That's how you sound. But they've literally never heard themselves on recording before. Because it is different. It is. It doesn't sound different to me because I'm so used to it now. But do you know what? There was 2 times that I've heard my own voice back and I've been like, ugh. And it was the 2 times I heard my voice before it broke. When I was very young. When I was about 11, 12 years old. Funnily enough, I always wanted a low voice, right? I hated the sound of my pre-broken voice. Hey, my name's Jake. I like to play with my friends. I hated sounding like a kid. But there was 2 times. One was pretty bad, but would have been worse if not for the first occurrence. It is, 2001. It's Christmas Day. We've just unwrapped all of our gifts gifts. And my dad had gotten my mom, or my mom had gotten my dad, a new video camera, which we had never owned. And it's a little mini cassette tape, not like a digital SD card kind of bullshit, or just a phone that no one uses camcorders anymore. I had literally, and when I say literally, I mean it in the truest sense of the word. I literally had never seen or heard myself on video before that moment. And my dad was recording me like playing with some of my toys, or putting in, I think I had like a live performance DVD of AC/DC or something like that, or VHS. I can't remember what it was. But my dad asked me like, hey Jake, what are you doing? It's like, oh, just, just playing with this. Like, I'm super excited to watch this, or I'm going to go play on my new guitar, or whatever it was. After a couple of hours, he figured out how to hook it up to the TV. We're watching the video back and we're like, oh my God, it's us. We've never seen ourselves on camera before. This is amazing. And then it panned to me, and it's hard to explain what my reaction was, because honestly, I don't think I truly knew what it was myself. I think it was completely and utterly unbridled shame and shock. It panned to me, and I was a little bit heftier when I was a kid. I was never overweight or anything. I just had a little bit more on me than my friends did, because I didn't like sports. I liked to play video games instead, which is not the most active pastime. And the second the camera panned to me, I had the immediate reaction of just the blood drained from my face, and my eyes immediately filled with tears. It was the strangest reaction, and I haven't had it since, but I remember it so clearly. I remember my reaction. My my face went numb. My eyes just flooded with tears, and I heard my voice on camera, and it was not what I thought I sounded like. It was just like, yeah, I can't wait to play with all the new stuff. Thanks, Dad. Great Christmas. And like my voice and my face, it completely shattered my self-image. Completely. I did not realize I looked like that or sounded like that. And I did this weird thing where I was like laughing hysterically, but also crying hysterically. Not crying from laughter, right? When you laugh so hard, you cry, right? I mean, I was laughing super hard, but also like actually crying from shock and covering my face, and my face flushed red. And I was like covering my face to sort of convince my parents that I was just laughing. But it was the strangest reaction. I just immediately burst into tears and maniacal laughter because of the shock. The second time after that was we had to do an assignment in school, I think a year later. We just had like these crappy little microphones ordered to the school. They were like, okay, so today we're going to learn how to record your voices and play it back. And I heard my voice back, and not as visceral reaction, but it was pretty bad. I heard my, so yeah, this is us, and we're using the microphones. Oh God, man, like people's houses. And apparently TikTok like curates this shit. Like if you've got a shitty house or whatever, then apparently there's a team of TikTok curators that sort of filter in like nicer houses, which is why everyone seems to have a super amazing house on TikTok.
There's no way around the fact that I'm lying in a truck. What's up? Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
That's the kind of that situation would have been a story. So I would have met up with that guy who actually looked like a friend I had back then. I would have met up with that guy back in 2005, whatever. And he would have been like, I was in the back of a car and the police came and opened it and I was just there and I was just like, hey. And that would have been a fun story. But this guy managed to capture it. God, I would have loved that shit back then. It would have been awesome to capture these moments. I asked my mom to say, can you sweep the house? But she had no idea why.
Sweep the house, please.
Alright.
Get it?
What are you doing?
You told us to leave the house.
The size of that house, man. Like your ceiling is like 20 feet above your head. God damn. I would never move to America, but if I ever was, it would be for the ample space you guys seem to have for your houses. Because Europe doesn't have houses like this. We just don't. Poor dog. Why do this? It's so mean.
Ooh, that's gonna be spicy.
I'm definitely like that. I don't season food at all. Cause I don't like food that's been seasoned too much. I'm totally like that. I don't even add salt. But Kaya, on the other hand, all sorts of witchcraft potions and powders and magic goes into her food, and I can't eat it. It's just inedible to me.
Her humor is I hate my life. Millennial humor, I hate my life. Gen Z humor, butter knife.
My girlfriend makes me take my glasses off when I'm at the beach so I can't look at other girls.
Check out those girls over there, dude.
Can't see them. It's my audition for the volcano in Moana. And no filter.
You can really hurt yourself doing that.
Hey, yeah, here's the egg you ordered. Oh, you wanted that scrambled? Yeah, one sec.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Imagine having a fridge big enough to fit 2 people in it. I actually tried to... Here we go. Here's this story. I actually tried to order a nicer fridge, right? Because I got fridge jealousy. I was coveting these people's fridges, and we can't get fridges that big over here. So I tried to order a larger fridge that had like an ice dispenser, and I was like, you know what? I deserve a nice fridge. I've always had like waist-high counter fridges my whole life. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I am finally going to get one of those American style, that's literally what it's called over here, American style fridge freezers with the ice dispenser on it. I order a bigger fridge. No warnings on the website about the size of this fridge. Put the fridge into the basket. I await a few days. Big truck arrives at the front of my house. The guy brings in one of the other things that I bought, and then he looks at the doorway, and I'm like, what is it? And he's like, this fridge is not going to fit in your house. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, this fridge is bigger than your doorway. And I got so mad because like it's a standard doorway. It's not a doorway that is smaller than anyone else's doorway. In fact, I live in a neighborhood that has literally hundreds of other houses that all have the exact same doorway. So there are hundreds of people, thousands of people who also could not have ordered this fridge. And you're telling me there was no warning for it at all? It's a stupid story. I just remember getting pissed at it because the delivery guy kind of insinuated that this is my fault, that I'm an idiot for not knowing that this was not gonna fit. I'm like, I've literally never ordered an appliance that couldn't fit. I would have thought it would have been Curry's responsibility to know if a fridge can't fit through a standard door. This video has been filled with stories. Stories I haven't told yet.
Do y'all ever just go in your pockets and just find some, I found fruit snacks. Oh no.
I would have been friends with her in college. I would have been friends with her in college.
1, 2, 3, that's enough for me.
Why did it? No, stop. Isaiah, stop. That's not fucking funny.
You know that moment when you're just like walking in your room and then all of a sudden you're like, there's a wet spot on my floor, and you soon come to see that it was just a cold Abraham Lincoln loin.
Daddy?
Oh, no thanks.
Yeah, it's pretty Gen Z. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another chaotic video. You know, a story-filled video. There's a lot of stories in this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Anyway, guys, I had a great day today because I made it a great day. Now we'll see you in the next video. All right, goodbye, everyone.